She dismantled them. Pelosi just exposed the cruel truth behind Republican health care policies, and it's worse than you think. Pre-existing conditions, Medicaid cuts, even cancer patients left behind. You're about to witness the moment she called out the entire GOP and didn't hold back.
Members are advised to direct their comments to the chair and not to engage in personalities. The gentlelady from Connecticut is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have the greatest honor, really, to yield time, 2 minutes time, to the gentlewoman from California, the distinguished Speaker Emerita, Ms. Pelosi, and I might add, probably the epitome of the best speaker that this nation has ever had, in addition to which millions of Americans have health care coverage through the Affordable Care Act because of Speaker Pelosi. And she's also Italian-American. Thank you. I yield.
And a grandmother.
The gentlelady from California is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the gentlewoman for yielding, Madam Chair, once and future Chair of the Appropriations Committee, and thank her for her leadership and her kind words. I take heed, Mr. Speaker, of your comment to address my remarks to you and not to your colleagues. So I can say to you, and perhaps you can tell them, either they don't know what they're talking about or they don't care about meeting the needs of the American people. Did any one of them vote? Did any one of them vote to eliminate a need for a pre-existing condition in health care? Not one of them. Did any one of them vote to say if your children get to be 26, until they're 26 years old, they have access to your policy? Not one of them. Did any of them vote to eliminate bring a woman as being a pre-existing medical condition? Not one of them. The list goes on and on. Do any one of them vote for the Affordable Care Act, which, Mr. Speaker, you can tell them, was paid for? And then later, when we decided that we could extend the tax credits further so more people could have more access to care, did anyone vote for that? No. So all they have done is try to eliminate access to health care in our country. The public is catching on to them. You might tell them if a woman is born with a child that has a heart condition, she's out of luck with what they are proposing. If a father gets a stroke, forget about it. If you have a sibling with a disability, they don't care. And if your wife has breast cancer, you've got big bills to pay because they want to take away health care, whether it's Medicaid to tens of millions of people, $500 billion from Medicare for seniors and people with disabilities, millions of dollars added to the cost for families for access to the Affordable Care Act. The list goes on and on. Either they don't know or they don't care. I'll say one more thing as a grandmother and mother. How about the President of the United States on Halloween night having a Halloween party? And saying to the Supreme Court, please don't make me feed the children or the poor people in our country. Going to the Supreme Court for that means cruelty is not even comes close to the word that is needed for that kind of behavior. The worst president for children America has ever seen. I yield back.
The gentlelady from California yields back.
What you just witnessed was a rare moment of raw, unfiltered truth on the House floor. Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi didn't just deliver a speech. She delivered a public indictment of an entire political machine hell-bent on stripping Americans of their health care protections. And she did it with receipts, clarity, and fury. Let's break it down. Pelosi's remarks weren't just emotional. They were factual. Not a single Republican voted to protect Americans with pre-existing conditions. Not one. Not a single Republican voted to keep young adults insured under their parents' plans until age 26. Not one. And when it came time to expand tax credits to make health care more affordable for millions, again, not one Republican stood up for working families. This wasn't a policy debate. This was a moral reckoning. Pelosi forced the chamber to confront an uncomfortable truth. Either they don't understand what their votes mean or they don't care. And let's be honest, after years of sabotage, repeal attempts, and lawsuits against the Affordable Care Act, it's not ignorance. It's cruelty by design. She painted the real-life consequences. A mother giving birth to a child with a heart defect, abandoned. A stroke victim needing long-term care, forgotten. A woman fighting breast cancer, drowned in medical debt. This isn't just about numbers. It's about lives. The emotional peak came when Pelosi brought up the president himself, mocking the spectacle of a Halloween party, while asking the Supreme Court to let him deny food aid to children. Let that sink in. Children being used as pawns in a political war on the poor. Pelosi called it what it is. Cruelty doesn't even begin to cover it. Behind every policy rollback is a person. Someone who gets sicker, someone who dies younger, someone who can't afford to live. And yet, Republicans continue to smile in press conferences while gutting health protections behind closed doors. So here's the bigger issue. Why do our institutions keep enabling this? Why do lobbyists get a louder voice than cancer patients? Why do insurance companies win and the American people lose? Pelosi reminded us of something crucial. The Constitution was not written to protect corporations. It was written to protect people. And no one, not a president, not a party, not a donor, is above that promise. Oncoming fist, if you felt the weight of her words today, you're not alone. This is bigger than Pelosi, bigger than a speech. It's about fighting for the soul of our democracy, where health care isn't a privilege, but a right. Megaphones, share this video. Speak the truth. Stay loud. And if you're not subscribed already, do it now, because the next time they try to take our care, we'll be ready.